This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Erik Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Laura Lewis, Helena Jacobsen, and Matthew Mendoza. Before we get started, we really want to thank a few people who renewed their annual pledge on patreon.com for a whole nother year. Thank you so much to Tara Pokerney, Ryan LaFord, Fee-Fi Fiona, Alina Fischel, Mimi, and Gabby Young. We really appreciate your continued support, and we really couldn't do this without you, so thank you so much. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 22 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, Chapter 22 is The End of a Legend.
Yeah.
I love this chapter. It's really good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, we get a lot of good information and
I
stuff.
enjoyed it.
Story time. It's great.
I enjoyed it. I love Matt, and I love Birgitte.
Yeah.
I love it all.
It's all great stuff.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
We do have to go through a little bit of like sludge, being Gawyn first.
Oh, I actually blocked that out of my... I was like, I know there's someone before that, but I actually can't remember in this moment who that was.
Now, yeah. So we got to go through like, half the chapter.
You know what? We have
that.
to go through therapy time with Gareth Bryn.
Yeah.
He's our new counselor.
I guess so.
No, 1,000%.
He doesn't want to be...
He gives excellent advice.
He does. I actually wrote some of it down because like this is...
Some of it is excellent.
I need to apply this to my real life.
Are you a therapist? Because you sound excellent.
He's just sick of dealing with Gawyn's bullshit for his entire life.
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
Okay, but hold on. Before we jump into anything, we have some corrections.
Oh, no.
Like a lot.
Oh, no. What did I do?
Or may not have said some things that were dumb.
I think I said Wolfhead medallion at some point. Is that one of them?
Nope, that's not one of them at all.
No, I'm pretty sure I said that, though.
Yeah, but then I'm pretty sure we corrected ourselves.
I don't know. Okay,
First correction.
Okay, go. I don't want to hear this. Okay, go.
Opaque means not see-through at all.
I preface that by saying I don't understand what these words mean.
I know, but then I doubled down. This was a me problem.
Okay.
Opaque, many people wanted me to make sure that I knew.
Yeah.
Opaque meant you can't see through it.
Can't see through it.
Transparent means you can see completely through it, and translucent is you can sort of see through it.
Okay.
But opaque and translucent, not the same.
Oh, not the same. Okay.
And I feel like, whoops.
It's okay. I'm not going to remember that, so next time it comes up, we can get it wrong again. So that's fine.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Okay. So you were a little bit confused about the measurement of a cubit?
Well, yeah, because I have no idea.
Yeah. So some people are pretty sure it's about 18 inches.
Okay.
Like it's 1.5 feet.
If that's how far your arm to your middle finger is, or your elbow.
Lots of people said...
Is that like an English thing? Or like because I don't think it's a Canadian thing, is it? It could be. Like, I have no idea.
I think it's from the Old Testament.
Oh, that doesn't help me at all. Okay.
From Old Testament study, it's about 18 inches. That's what Bloody Matt Connor says on Discord.
Yeah, I gotta believe him.
And other people, in fact, said it's about 1.5 feet.
Perfect.
So now we know that.
Good.
Great.
I'm going to use that.
So much. Okay, and now this one I wanted to
I want to use that at like Subway. Be like, I want...
I want a cubit.
it's a 1.5 subs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell him that, though. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, this one I want to spend a little bit of time on.
Okay.
Because a actual real-life historian of ye olden times...
Oh, no.
...feels duty-bound, compelled, if you will, to point out that in ye olden times, everyone wrote down a lot. And remember how I was like, who's writing this stuff down?
Oh, yeah. For like forging
for taxes and stuff.
Fudging numbers and such.
Including salaries, because it's really helpful for running any large organization because people forget things otherwise.
Right.
So it turns out...
That's so funny.
The actual historian on our Discord would like us to know.
Okay, people did in fact write things down in the old times.
But my point was... You don't have to.
Right.
In this particular instance, you could pay Bulwer under the table for his spy services without it being recorded as his salary.
And there's no one coming after you.
Exactly.
There's no auditors.
Okay.
There's no,
Okay, so...
Fair points.
Those are the corrections that I picked up. There were probably more.
Yeah. No, Nope, that was it. That's the only mistakes we made. Perfect.
I'm pretty sure I've never made a mistake in my life.
Okay, and segue into a fun fact with definitely no errors or mistakes.
None.
Yeah, 100%. This is pulled from the internet, so it's got to be true.
Okay.
All right, so it's another fun fact about Birgitte because we get some cool new details of her past lives. And we've done a few fun facts Birgitte inspired. She's like a combination of a few different things, especially when you throw in her alternate names into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But in this chapter, she tells a very unfortunate story, and we're going to break it down when we get there. But she went to the Tower Genji, and in that past life, her name was Jethari Moondancer.
Love it.
Okay, so in the story, she went to the Snakes and Foxes to find a cure for Gydel Kane, who was dying, and unfortunately, she failed, and they didn't make it out. So, Birgitte's character gets some inspiration from the Greek goddess Artemis. So that's the goddess of the wilderness and nature, and she's the hunter, and she uses silver arrows, and I find this funny, she's the goddess of childbirth, which is funny because she has to deal with Elaine all the time, but she's also the protector of the young, which makes sense because she's all about Oliver and stuff.
Well,
so
she cares, yeah.
Right?
Mostly because he's ugly, I think, but yeah.
Maybe that too.
Like, she doesn't protect all young, just
yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but also she's the personification of the moon, Artemis is.
Oh.
Yeah, so Jethari Moondancer for Birgitte. Perfect connection.
Why not? Yeah.
Okay, Artemis's twin brother is Apollo, who's the archer, who has a silver bow. Whoa, right? Okay. And then she
Apollo also has to do with the moon, I thought.
Yeah, sun god.
Oh, I'm thinking of the space missions were named Apollo when they were trying to get people to the moon.
Right.
Yeah, never mind. That's different.
Yeah, that is different. Okay, but also she's got ties to Orpheus from Greek mythology, specifically for this whole Jethari Moondancer story, because in the Greek myth, Orpheus went into Hades to get his wife, who died from a snake bite, so Hades is like the underworld, and much like Birgitte went into the tower to save Gydel, both of them failed in their missions. Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, they also both played the lyre, like a little musical instrument thing.
Lyre?
Lyre? Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but...
Lyre? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop trying to say things that I don't know about because people are going to be like, actually.
It's a very popular instrument.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's it. Yeah, lots of connections. There you go. Fun.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into
Sounds
this.
good. Let's jump in. Chapter 22, The End of a Legend. And I first was thinking, oh no, who's going to die? Because when I think of a legend, I think of a person.
Sure, yeah.
But then I was like, well, it also could be like a myth or a legend, like the end of a story.
Yes.
So then I was just curious about how this was going to go.
Okay, yeah.
And then we have the chapter symbol for 5 dice, and we enter in a Gawyn perspective.
It's all very confusing.
And I was like, that better end soon so that we could get to Matt.
Yeah.
Is Matt going to run into Gawyn somewhere?
Not yet, okay.
Not quite yet.
All right.
All right, so Gawyn's perspective, it's nighttime, Gawyn's walking around the tower, and he's being so angsty, and he's like, I need to guard Egwene's door, but she explicitly told me not to.
Right.
What a dilemma.
Yeah, there's a lot of angsty stuff, and he's like, I'm wearing a uniform, but it's like I have an allegiance to something, but I don't have any allegiances to anything because I don't know. So, very angsty. That's, It's like, pick one, man.
Yeah,
pick
and
an
Egwene
allegiance.
specifically ordered him to stay away from her door.
Yeah.
She didn't just say,
for the record.
please leave me alone.
Yeah.
And he's like being a dick.
Yeah.
Like, direct order.
Yep.
And he's still like, but I need to.
Also told him why. Because she's like, I'm going to try and lure people. I want to lure them to my room so I can capture them.
Yeah.
It's going to be very relevant in this chapter. This is her plan.
Yeah.
And
I actually forgot about that completely
Yeah.
until right now. And that makes me even angrier.
Yes.
That Gawyn's the worst.
Oh, yeah. She was very explicit and even told him, which she didn't have to tell him why, but she gave him a reason for it. And he keeps almost wandering back.
You know those women. They just need protecting, even when they say they don't.
Right? They just don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Gawyn, come on. Okay. All right,
I feel like the last time we saw Gawyn, I was like, hey, is something redeeming happening here with Gawyn? And then this is just...
No. Okay.
Ugh.
All right, so first, before we get into the good stuff with
who
Gawyn...
cares at all? Do we have to talk about this?
Well, just it's like a little bit of flavor for the people. Okay. So we have the younglings. He runs into like a group of them, and they're dicing, and it's like, that's not very orderly. But then...
And some of them are like, I don't really want to be a warder. I just want to be a soldier. And he was like, oh, okay then.
Yeah, that is what basically happens.
Yeah.
But, it's more heartfelt because he was their commander. They still respect him.
I don't know why.
So Gawyn, this is the thing with Gawyn. He is really competent in the areas he's competent in. So, like, and as a soldier...
You know what that does? It gives him a false sense of knowing and competence in other areas.
Exactly. Yes, and that's a very real thing. People will be really good at one thing and then think that they're really good at everything else. When in fact... Man, no, you are not.
Are not.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. And I really like that as a character trait for Gawyn. Being super competent and soldiers like him and stuff. And he's very skilled and all that. But
yeah,
just the rest of it, man.
Yeah. Okay, so a bunch of these soldiers came here thinking they wanted to be warders.
Yeah.
Turns out they don't
much.
want to just serve like one woman.
Yeah.
Wandering around the countryside or
being in the town.
Held up in a library for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
They want to help fight in the war.
Yeah. They want to be soldiers.
They want to be soldiers.
They like being soldiers. They want to do that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk to Captain Chubane, who runs the tower guard. We know him.
He can probably use more soldiers.
Because we lost a bunch of soldiers.
And they're like, you would do that? He's like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now we can continue. Because he's totally not going to Egwene's room.
But then he's lost in thought and he realizes he's headed straight there.
No!
I hate when that happens.
I hate it. I hate that.
So he stops and he goes off to Gareth Bryn, but it's like the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's like nighttime.
It is nighttime. Like, Bryn is up late, still working, so he keeps his little door open.
Specifically says, this isn't a time for a visit.
Yes, he does say that.
Yeah.
It's like, technically my door is open and you can come in, but like, it's not office hours, man.
Yeah.
So, and also Bryn knows, like, he doesn't want to, for somebody else, maybe he'd be like, yeah, come in, let's talk. But Gawyn is just, no, man.
Nah, he lets him in.
Yeah, well, he does, but also because Gawyn just, like, comes in. Now he's, like, stuck here. I just feel bad for Bryn here.
Okay, set the scene.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So we do need to know. So this is kind of cool. Bryn's clearly preparing for war. He's working on letters and all that, but he's got maps all over the wall. And it's clear that Bryn thinks he's going to have the possibility of having to defend Tar Valon against Trollocs.
Mm-hmm.
So he isn't looking at building new fortifications or anything. He's looking at using existing fortifications and towns and structures to like create a defensive plan. So I just really like that because there's a sense of urgency here. Like, we got to figure out how to defend Tar Valon now. And also it's a little bit scary to think like Tar Valon itself might be under siege. Like, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty scared of all of it, but yeah, that's scary too.
Yeah, well, it's good that Bryn is planning.
Yes.
Like, it might not happen, but be prepared, right? You gotta
proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah, plans for everything.
That is my motto.
So that is what he's doing currently.
Okay, so anyway, Gawyn is here for some stupid advice.
Yeah, I love Bryn's first response. He's like, I sure hope the
it's
advice...
about the soldiers.
Yeah. It's like, not that.
Because that's what I can give advice on.
Yeah, it's not that.
He's like, no, Egwene told me not to protect her.
No.
She doesn't even have a warder, and there's a killer in the tower.
Yeah, and then Bryn's like, okay, what does it have to do with you?
Yeah, well, she needs my protection.
Right.
And then Bryn is like, did she ask for your protection? No, actually,
very specifically,
she explicitly told me not to protect her, but she needs it.
Yeah, I know. It's like a whole back and forth too, because Bryn is pointing out, like, if I'm remembering correctly, she didn't even ask you to come here to Tar Valon.
No, and
she
in
didn't
fact,
ask you to follow her around. Like, she didn't ask for any of this stuff.
No,
and
when she specifically said, "Don't come into the tower and save me,"
yeah,
and then you did, and you set back her plans.
Yes. Yeah, and Bryn's like,
remember
and you
that?
roped me into that plan too.
Yeah.
And remember her reaction? It was not great.
Mm-hmm.
And debatable, like, we could argue whether that was a good idea or not. But geez, like, at this point, of all the things, this isn't a rescue mission.
But I love her.
Oh, okay, I know. Yeah, so one of his really good pieces of advice, I wrote it down here. Sometimes your help isn't needed, no matter how freely it's offered or how urgent that help might seem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good line.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's good.
So leave her alone. That's...
Yeah, and then so Bryn is like, "Kay, what do you want?
Mm.
Like, what do you want? What are you doing?"
Right.
And he's like, "Egwene, I want to be her warder. I want Egwene, and I want to be her warder, and I love her, and I want to marry her."
Yeah, and then we're like, okay, that sounds like a bunch of separate things. Like, those are all individual things, and you probably can't do all of them.
Yeah.
Like, some people might be able to do all those things.
Yeah.
Not Gawyn.
No.
Yeah. So you're going to have to kind of simplify that and break it down.
Yeah, and he's like, yo, Gawyn, this is the part where I was like, ooh, this is therapy.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, this is the type of person you are.
Right.
You're very passionate. You go all in. You make your decisions based on emotion.
Yeah. He says it
And-
nice. He's
yeah.
like, you're impulsive. You act on how you feel, and that can be good because
In certain situations.
Yeah, because
sure.
you don't worry about the ramifications. You just act and do the thing, and you're usually mostly right.
No, except like, no, he's not. Like, remember when he killed his mentors at the tower?
Right, shoot. Yeah, but if we just like blow past the last, like, let's say like 2 years.
But then, like, what has he done really?
I don't know, something as a kid probably.
Of
He's
any
probably,
worth.
yeah.
The decisions that actually mattered in his adult life,
Yeah,
in my opinion,
yeah.
were bad ones.
You know what? Gawyn really doesn't want you pointing out these things, though.
Oh,
He doesn't want that.
okay. Well,
Be nicer if you just didn't point out his faults.
okay. Well, I also like that Bryn loops in Galad
Yeah,
and is like, well, here's what your brother does.
yeah.
Because
Which isn't
Gawyn is
necessarily better.
Well, no, because he's like, well, Galad is impulsive too. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, no, he's already made up his mind, though.
Yes.
He's thought everything through.
Which isn't
so
yeah.
that he can act quickly, but it's not
Yeah.
emotional.
It's like also bad
It's
that like
logical.
just to bring Galad in there, it's like logical to whatever his framework is
Mhm.
that he's decided. So it seems like he's making quick decisions, but also that doesn't leave a lot of area for flexibility because
Right.
he's already made up his mind on things and then he acts.
Yeah.
So like neither brother is great on that
No,
side.
and the way Bryn phrases it is
Yeah.
like both are good in certain scenarios and
Mhm.
both are bad in certain scenarios. So like
Yeah.
we got to figure out what's going on for you
Yeah.
in this scenario.
Yeah. And then his final piece of advice for Gawyn is, okay, figure out like who you are without Egwene. Like what do you want without that? And then try to work her into that you are.
Yeah, and I think that that's excellent advice.
Mm.
But then Swan busts in
Well, she just hears the end.
and is like, "Oh, so now you're an expert on women?"
Yeah.
But then she just starts like yelling at Gawyn, so that's funny.
Well, yeah, because okay, so the last time Gawyn was with Egwene, he not only did the whole like I don't want to leave you alone thing, and Egwene's like leave me alone, but Gawyn also told Egwene that she needs to order all the Aes Sedai to basically bond as many warders as possible.
Mm.
And then Egwene was like, I can't give that order. And he's like, but you gotta. We need more warders. Which is like, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
but then we just talked to a bunch of soldiers who are like, I actually don't want that for my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, there was a point to it, but then he's also trying to push Egwene into, like, commanding Aes Sedai to take on
Yeah.
all the warders they can. So,
Well,
Swan comes in and
really,
she's like,
what
yeah.
what he's doing, I mean, is trying to command Egwene.
yeah. And that's why Swan really hates him.
Good.
And she's like, hey, Dick,
Yeah.
listen here.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So,
And then Gawyn, who is so young,
yeah.
has the audacity to be like, who's this woman yelling at me? She looks so young. It's hard to believe she's my senior. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like, that has nothing to do with anything.
Right. Yeah.
How she looks
Yeah.
and her age has nothing to do with the things she's saying to you.
Right.
By the way.
Right.
Especially when her age is that of your senior with so much more life experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, Gawyn.
I know. It gets he digs the hole and he just keeps digging and I'm trying to, you know,
I know.
what's the bailing out the boat? Like I'm trying to, but he just keeps
Drilling
poking
more holes.
Like, what are you doing?
You're not helping.
Oh, who am I, Swan? With the boat metaphors.
Oh, you are. Although it wasn't a fish.
No, it started off as like a digging holes metaphor and turned into a boat thing.
Uh-huh.
So I'll work on that.
Yeah, it does feel...
Can't teach a hole to dig boats.
You sure can't.
You know? Okay.
No, that's what I
Okay.
always say.
Okay. All right. So Gawyn's gonna leave
Okay.
because it's uncomfortable and he doesn't want to be here anymore.
Okay.
So,
Because he just got a bunch of advice that he didn't like.
mm-hmm.
What did he want? Bryn to just be like, hey, you should just go guard Gawyn anyway.
That's the problem. He doesn't know what he wants. That's a literal point
he's so
that Bryn was trying to
indecisive.
make. Is like Gawyn doesn't know what he wants.
You don't know what you want.
Yeah,
Figure
and you
it
need to
out.
figure that out. That's
Yeah.
100% the thing he needs
Yeah,
to do right now.
but the thing is, what Gawyn's going to do is he's going to jump therapist to therapist
right.
until
I don't
he
like what Gawyn
finds
said. I'm going to find a different one.
therapist who says something that he likes
Yeah.
to hear.
And it's like, man, you just not go to therapy
Yeah.
too.
Stop asking for help if you don't want help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Except,
doesn't know if he wants help. That's the problem.
He doesn't know anything.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, here's the problem.
He goes to Gwen's room. It's like, no, stop going there.
That's exactly the problem. I'm just gonna check on her real quick.
He's like, oh no, look what happened by accident. I'm just like one hallway away. I'm gonna poke my head in and see if she's okay, then I'll just leave her.
And then, next time I'll definitely ask.
Yeah.
Or do what she's asked me to do.
Definitely.
I'm
definitely gonna listen to her, but like next time. This time.
Yeah, and he
maybe.
looks at the door and he's like, oh man, there's not even guards. I wish there'd at least be guards.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's
but
nobody.
But I forgot about the plan that she has in place right now.
The plan. She says a very specific plan.
Yeah.
She's very specifically doing the plan she told him about because she's trying to lure an attacker to her.
Yeah. All right.
So, okay.
Well,
so let's get into this.
Anyway.
Okay.
There's no time.
Kills me. Yeah, so he hears a sound in the hallway.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. This is what I was talking about competence. As a soldier, he's very good at spotting up, like picking up on things that are off.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because
he's got good instinct
he hears the sound, he hears the footsteps. He's like, what's going on? So he takes his own boots off to be sneaky, which is really smart.
No. He gets like one boot off, or at one point he has one boot on and one boot off, and he's running down the hall with an awkward gait because he doesn't have his other boot off.
I thought he kicked his boots off.
He did. He slips his boots off to go sneaky.
Oh, but then he's going to put his boot back on.
Tries to put his boots back on.
Right, okay.
But then he gets one boot on.
Oh, shoot.
And then he has to start running with
shoeless butt. Okay. Anyways.
Although I did like the whole slip his boots off and sneak down. That was a nice little detail.
A nice little touch there. Yeah, for sure.
But
so anyways, so this is the cool part. So he peeks around the corner, he can't see anything, but he hears the sound, and then something moves in the shadows, and there's like a dark patch, and he's like, oh, what's that? And he's having trouble keeping his eyes on that area, which is very reminiscent of like the Gray Man.
Yeah.
Where your eyes just like slide past.
Yes.
So he's thinking, oh man, like what's happening?
Bad, yeah.
Right. And then there's a flash of movement, and then Gawyn has to throw himself off the side because a knife gets thrown at him. So it's like, boom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then that's when Gawyn peeks around the corner and sees that someone is fleeing down the hallway wearing all black.
Right. So then he takes off.
Gawyn takes off. I think that's when he was
this must be the one-booted part,
yes,
right?
because he must have been. Because I think now
I'll go back.
I might be completely wrong.
He could be.
I think he bends down to put his boot on, and that's when the knife misses him or something.
We're gonna have to take a break. Well, you know what we'll do? Let's finish this because we're almost on this perspective.
Okay, and then we'll
take a break, and then I'll go back and read it, and we'll get an answer.
I really focused on the boot situation.
You really did. Okay.
Out of everything that's going on here, I was like, wait, he took his boots off?
Wait, we took one boot off?
What?
It's like, what is he, my 6-year-old? Throws one shoe, and it's like, why is there one shoe?
And then I'm gonna cry because I can't get my other boot back on by myself.
Oh man, okay.
It's the worst.
Okay. So anyways, so he takes off after the person who's running down the hallway is all in black now, but then he cuts down another hallway and then boom, it's empty. He's like, oh no, where'd they go?
And he's like, I know these hallways. I'm going to cut them off. They have to come through this way. And then there's nobody.
Right.
And then it's like, oh no, they went back. Oh,
so again, back to the competence part. Then he's like, no. They didn't cut back. Look for the weird shadow again.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees another little shadow, but that's where the person's hiding. And it's really cool because we know what these people are, right?
Yeah.
Like these are the Shanshan blood knives that are using like their special shadow ability stuff.
What?
How do you not pick that up?
I thought for sure this was Masana.
Masana running down the hall, not gonna balefire Gawyn out of existence.
Yeah.
You thought this was Masana?
Yes.
Who's fighting with like knives?
Yeah. Yep. Or like a Black Aja. Like I thought this was Masana.
They get in a sword fight. You really focus on this whole.
Oh yeah, and then he's like, "It's a man," but then I was like, "You don't even know because they're all in black
it's
and it's like shadow."
Literally an assassin in like moving unnaturally quick with abilities, and we were told that the special rings will kill them, but they grant we saw them attack Bryn and Swan.
Yeah, I remember that now that you're saying it.
It's like.
But they're still here.
He was on an investigation and found like the black silk.
Have other Aes Sedai just been dying in the tower recently?
Yes.
Is that a thing that's happening?
Yes. He was on the murder investigation mystery, and he was like looking for clues.
Oh.
Did you forget all about that?
Completely.
Yeah. He was like
looking for... You didn't bring that up when they were doing... Okay. They were doing a thing where they were like in the study and then... Yeah.
Looking for clues.
Looking
specifically.
For clues.
Yeah. And that's why Gawyn was like, oh, it's it is weird that they're not channelers.
Yeah.
Because...
But you didn't bring up the Shanshan guys. I completely forgot about that.
Okay, I feel like maybe we've talked about these guys for a long time.
Yeah,
like
but
we've
no,
seen them.
not for a long time.
And they use the poison and stuff because, remember?
No.
Yeah, because that's why Swan healed Bryn, because you get a little nick, got nicked and stuff, right? A little pin or whatever. Yeah, there's like a bunch of chapters about this.
Yeah, but like way back when, and I thought they all left.
Yeah.
At this point.
Okay, well.
They didn't
apparently
just leave,
not.
though.
They didn't.
So not.
They don't leave. They stay and kill as many people as they can, and then they die.
Right.
They don't come home from this trip. That was very explicit.
I know, but I just figured that all happened like that night.
Yeah, no.
And then they just stayed behind, killed as many as they could, and then they died. Like, in my mind, like, I didn't think that they're still just hanging around.
They're still murdering people. That's why all the people are being murdered right now.
Oh my gosh!
It's not good. It's bad,
so it's actually not a murder mystery.
Well, it's a murder mystery for all of them because they don't know that there's like secret.
See, I thought it was a murder mystery for me.
I'm pretty sure you figured it out already.
No way, I wouldn't. I don't even remember that. I don't even know.
Okay. Anyway, so
I didn't even know what you're talking about. I was like, "What Shanshan? What are you talking about?"
Yeah, there's a whole ceremony, and they give like.
No, I remember that part.
Okay. Yeah.
But here, in the tower still.
Ooh, oh my goodness. This chapter got so much more exciting.
I really thought. Yeah. Because I was going to say, here's my prediction.
Okay. Let's hear it. Masana's getting in a knife fight in the hallway and then running away.
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't want to get caught.
For sure. Wouldn't channel. That would make sense. Why wouldn't she channel?
She probably should have just channeled.
She forgot that was a thing she could do.
No, I didn't think about it, okay?
Yeah.
It was really set up for me to believe that this is like a Black Aja situation.
Okay. Hold on. Maybe.
No.
I'm just trying to throw you off.
No.
Okay. Okay, anyway, so this assassin, he's like, oh no, this assassin is listening at the door because the tower guards...
so much.
Yeah, so they have like a whole fight too. They have like a whole knife fight, and Gawyn and the assassin both think that they should have killed each other faster, but they kind of get in a stalemate, and then the tower guards are coming, and then the assassin runs off. So then Gawyn says... I saw the assassin listening at the door, but then he freaks out. He's like, oh no, what if the assassin wasn't listening at the door? What if they're just coming out and Egwene's already dead?
Did you just hear my eye roll?
I did. It went all the way around. Yeah. So it's a whole thing. So it's an assassin. Secret assassin moving supernaturally quick.
That has nothing to do with Masana.
That is probably not. I mean, maybe like you could make an argument for Forsaken and Impact and the Shanshan and stuff like that. But yeah. So yeah, it's an assassin. Okay.
Gosh.
Okay, so anyways, the tower guards are going to go off and do tower guard things, so like, because there's an assassin in the hallways. And then Gawyn has to go and make sure that Egwene's still alive. Has to make sure.
But this is the best.
Right, because the door's a little bit unlocked. He's like,
I can't believe she left her door unlocked.
Yep, so he throws the door open and jumps inside.
To like a super powerful
Kaboom!
channeler.
Yeah, and then Egwene's amazing traps all go off.
Well, then they're like medium.
I mean, it's pretty good. Like, it wraps him up. He's hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, but imagine if you were a channeler and like anticipated there being...
At least it's not like 1,000 trumpets or whatever. It sounds like that. Very loud noise.
Okay, explosion of light and sound. There is an explosion of sound. Gawyn gets wrapped up in air, and he's strung up from the ceiling upside down.
Yeah. I feel like that's pretty good.
Egwene walks out of her bedroom fully dressed and alert and does not look happy.
She is very awake, and she was waiting for this assassin to come into the room.
She was waiting for this assassin? I thought she was waiting for Masana.
She was. Egwene doesn't know what we know.
Turns out I didn't know
You also don't know what... So Egwene knows that there is something or someone. She doesn't know that it's like a Shanshan assassin.
No, she assumes it's Masana.
She assumes it's Masana or like Black Aja.
She's using herself as bait.
For something, for anyone who might try and attack her, which makes sense. We know a lot more information about these assassins who are left in the tower.
Some of us know a lot more
information. Some of us know, yes, yeah. If only you had like a notebook where you could write things down. Maybe if it had the word notes on the front page, you would know that you should take notes.
So here's the thing. If I write things down in that book, it implies that I'm going to go back and read it.
Yeah.
And I only do that for Aes Sedai names.
You know what? That's why I'm here. That's if if you took way too many notes, I wouldn't have a job. This being the job.
This is your job.
If this was a job.
Okay, listen, that's the end of this chapter.
Nope. No, it's not.
No, it's the end of this perspective. I forget that it's only one chapter. It's the end of this perspective.
Yes.
And I need a moment.
And I need to look at the boot thing.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're back.
We are, and I have clarification on the whole boot fiasco.
Okay, good.
Okay, so he hears a noise when he's outside Egwene's door.
That's right.
And he slips his boots off.
Yeah.
And then he's like, both of them are off temporarily.
And he's sneaking.
Sneaks up, looks, nothing. He's like, fine, nothing. He starts to slip his boots back on. So he gets like one boot on, and then something moves in the shadow and he freezes. And then the attack happens, so he has to drop the other boot to draw his sword. And so he has one boot on when he chases after the attacker. Yeah. You really focused in on that, and I appreciate that. So
it's really, it's the important details that matter to me.
Yeah. And then he's like running, it's like, oh, his off boot foot is not the same as his on and it's boot like, foot.
Who are the Shanchin?
What?
But yeah,
this boot situation.
I will never forget the one time Gawyn ran down the hallway.
Right.
With one boot on.
There you go. Okay. Problem solved. Let's get into Matt.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Matt.
Okay. This is a nice, long, lovely perspective that I didn't even want to end.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, ugh, is this over yet?
Yeah.
Get to the good part. But it was all good part.
This is planning for the part that you've been waiting for.
The whole thing was all good part. I really liked it.
We're finally like almost making movement towards maybe going to try and save Moraine. Like that's where we're headed, right?
Maybe.
Pretty close.
Except, got a bad feeling about this, man.
What happened to all this 1 in a million stuff, though?
Yeah. No, 1 in 1,000. It's fine.
That's
like barely
good.
anything.
Oh my god, that's such good odds.
Yeah.
I love it.
But for Matt, actually.
Let's get there.
Okay.
First, we got to talk to Chet.
Okay. Matt is sitting in front of a fireplace at an inn, and it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
But he won't take down his scarf that's over his face.
It's his disguise.
Because he's gonna be recognized.
Yeah.
And so now he's just weird scarf face guy. And is
talking
kind of mysterious.
Yeah.
Some people might think I'm hiding a gross scar. Or something.
They wouldn't know that I'm so attractive underneath here.
Well, they won't recognize me because of all the flyers with his face.
Yeah, Chet doesn't... You're really blowing past this whole Chet thing.
Who's
He's talking
Chet?
to Chet. So there's someone like Chet in every single bar. Don't you see? So Chet's like the old guy who really wants to share a story. So Chet is the one who he's talking to right now to learn about all the rumors
that are being spread about him.
Exactly.
And you know what? I do this all the time too. Hey, tell me what you know about that Dani from the Middle East.
You do that all the time to who?
It's just so funny.
I have 100 fake profiles. It's good. Yeah. Okay.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah. Okay, so some of the things, this is kind of funny too, because Chet's giving him the gossip, and Matt's like, this isn't accurate at all. Yeah. But it's like, it's accurate.
Mostly accurate.
Yeah.
Prince of Ravens, Lord of Luck,
yep.
Faced death himself, dices for his future.
Yeah, he never lost a fight, and it's like, okay, some's a little bit of exaggeration here, but like, for the most part, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah, so Matt pays the guy for his story, and we move on.
Yeah. I also love some of the rumors because Matt's like, I've heard other rumors too. Like the whole back and forth and what's happened to Rand, blah, blah, blah. But one of the rumors is like, oh, no, Rand visits women in their sleep and gets them with child.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, that's the dark one. No, Matt's the dark one. It's so funny.
No, I love it.
It's good. Yeah, and also this part. So apparently with the whole pictures things of Matt, some people have actually shown Matt pictures of himself. So
that was when he had a beard.
I know, but that tells me either the disguise is like really good or the drawings are really bad.
No, he's like, it's my likeness. They look just like me.
Yeah, so, okay.
That reminds me of like Flynn Rider from Tangled.
Yeah.
They can never get my nose right.
Yeah. So, it's great. Okay.
Okay,
now
here's where I have some things to say. I have a little bit of a soapbox to get up on with Noel talking about Jane Farstrider.
Well, he's his cousin.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And it's never been more obvious.
Why did you put on like an old-timey accent?
So I feel like that's how Noel talks.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's never been more obvious.
I don't know. I just feel like it's so obvious.
Go on with your book report.
I don't know why.
What are you talking about? Explain what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, Matt complains about sort of being on the run and visiting all these places, and he's kind of mad. He's like, oh, there's a few more months to go, and we don't even know what's going on. And he's like kind of complaining. And then Noel says, well, you don't want to end up like Jane Farstrider, seeing everything and doing everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know a lot about Jane Farstrider, Noel.
Okay. So one of the lines is, people always think it'd be amazing to be known in every tavern.
Exactly.
And every city, but burn me if it isn't just a headache.
It's just a headache, and he knows from personal experience because he is...
But why doesn't anyone recognize him now if he's so popular?
No, because it's just myth now at this point.
Oh, it's been too long.
And he's so old, and he doesn't even have a lot of his own memories.
Okay.
Right? Because wasn't he like, oh, I can't remember.
Yeah. He's like, ooh, my head. Like
yeah, because something happened.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
Some crazy happened.
Okay.
And then Matt's like, huh, you know a lot about that. What do you know of it?
Yeah.
And he's like, just my cousin complained a lot.
Yeah.
It's like the worst excuse. I'm like, no way. No way, man.
Okay.
Totally. This is the most important thing that happens in this chapter because all signs point to that guy is Jane Farstrider.
Noel is Jane Farstrider from the books.
Yeah.
See?
Because he is.
Okay. What is that? Okay. Do you remember who Jane Farstrider was?
Travel guy.
Well, he had the book Travels of Jane Farstrider.
Yeah.
He did some other very important stuff with McGuire.
Yeah, sure.
Prior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was there, and he's the cousin of somebody.
Okay.
Maybe?
Not really?
No,
Nope.
That's Isam.
Right.
Isam's the cousin of Lan, right?
He's the guy who brought the guy in who was the dark friend.
He brought the guy who was the guy in.
Who
brought the guy
sabotaged McGuire, basically. He's the guy who, caught the guy.
He caught him.
He caught the guy.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Cohen Fairheart or whatever his name was.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. You know what? We'll have
But I do know that this guy...
This is the guy.
He is Jane Farstrider.
You're probably going to love a couple other lines later in this chapter then.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
All about Jane Farstrider? Probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't pick those up.
Okay, well, I'll point to a few more and see what you think, if I can sway you.
Okay.
Anyways, ToM comes in. He's got a disguise.
Sway me the other way?
We'll see what
I'll
happens.
Never.
You flip-flop so
Not
much.
about this. This guy, there's something up with him.
Okay.
Has been for a long time. Since we met him, actually.
I want to circle back to this point.
Okay, fine.
I want to let that soak for a little bit, and we'll come back to it.
Yeah, like the dishes in the sink that are never getting
it
washed.
It needs to soak. It needs to soak, okay? Can't just scrub off the... No. Okay. So, ToM comes up. He's got a disguise on, too. He's a old-timey merchant.
He's just like a regular dude.
A Mirandian accented
and his
giant
mustaches are waxed and pointy instead of curly.
So it's time... Yeah, I know, right? Good disguise, ToM. I am not that man. That man has curly mustaches and mine are straight. No! Mine are straight. His are curly. Yeah, okay. It's time to get down to business because we got a rescue to plan.
We really, really have a rescue to plan.
Love it. Love this. Okay. Can we go over the plan details?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. So, and this is going to be like a bit of a back and forth.
We're going to bring all of the stuff from the poem with us. No big deal.
It's not a poem. It's a rhyme.
Tell me the difference.
I can't. I don't know the difference.
So then why did you say that so confidently?
Because they say it's a rhyme. It's a rhyme. It's a song.
A poem. You're describing a poem. Now the poets are going to come after me. Nope.
Oh, no. We've made a huge mistake.
And actually, some poetry doesn't even have to rhyme, I think.
Shh, only the bad poetry.
No.
What? Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Now the poets are coming
for me, yeah.
Anyway, so we're doing all this stuff.
What's the 575 or something?
Haiku.
573? Different one?
No.
Something?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways.
It's syllables, yeah. Okay, move on, though.
Yeah, okay, not important. Okay, so let's get to the plan details now. So we know where the tower is, and we can get there by gateway.
Yeah, we just need someone to make one. No big deal.
We can figure that out. We got enough channelers that we can probably get that done.
We can totally figure it out.
Elaine's got a whole thing going.
Oh, she certainly does.
Just got to convince her. Like, we're not going to ride a friggin' boat, take a wagon over to the tower.
No.
Like, come on.
We don't have time for that.
Now, apparently the sides of the tower are all smooth and stuff, and there's no opening, but Matt says he knows how to get in, right? Because the game Snakes and Foxes and the rhyme are all about the Aelfin and Eelfin.
He's like, we just gotta cheat.
Yeah.
It's the only way to win.
Well, people knew about them once, and then that's what the rhyme and the game are. They're warnings on dealing with these creatures.
Yes. And then
I love
Tom's
it.
like, let's just make them a deal.
Yeah. So we don't know what they want necessarily, but Matt thinks that he knows what they want.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Matt's very confident in knowing what they want, and he's like, "Oh, they want emotions and stuff and feelings, and I don't even know if they're in my head right now. They could be. Who knows?"
Uh-huh.
Because he's kind of pieced together that he knows they put the memories in his head, and he's figured that the memories are from people who had touched the tower and visited them, because they get into your memories, past, present, future, and they can like feed on that. So, but he's not really sure if that's like a...
He's like, they know we're coming.
Exactly.
They can see everything.
So he thinks they're like omniscient.
I'm skeptical on that piece.
Yeah, that's fair too. But like, if they know past, present, and future, then they would know that he would come and what that would cause. Like, they know all that hypothetically.
Yes.
So maybe they can't actively watch him, but like they know the outcome of certain events.
It's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
That he's come up with.
He's certainly...
But I'm going unreliable narrator
that
on
Matt's
this
not 100%
whole
right about
memory
this
situation.
So that's fair.
It doesn't feel right to me.
Right.
And I don't know if we're just supposed to, if this is the author telling us that in fact this is what it is.
Sure.
Or if this is just our character being misguided by their own thoughts. I'm back and forth on this situation because it is so, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, and we don't know, because even Matt points out, like, hey, they knew that Maureen was going to have a letter for you. Like, they knew those things were going to happen, so how could they know that if it wasn't going to happen? Like, it gets a little bit tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Gets a little tricky here.
Yeah. My theory is when someone goes in and asks questions, they can, like, taste them.
Sure. And
in
they
that
taste
moment,
delicious.
And then they could give the answers only with that one person.
Gotcha.
I don't think that it's like an all-knowing situation.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of like psychic mediums in our world operate in the way that it's like, I need to like be in contact with you.
Okay.
To like know things about you.
Sure.
Some of them.
Okay, sure.
Maybe.
We're going to blow past that one.
Maybe that's a thing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, Maureen's advice in the letter is to remember what they know of the game.
Yeah.
And does that mean like, oh, there isn't any way to win, you have to cheat?
Yes.
Or like, remember the little pointers in the like, that's the kind of the big question right now.
Courage to strengthen, fire to blind, music to dazzle, and iron to bind.
Yes.
So they're going to bring all those things.
Yeah. Hold on. Before we get into that.
Get out.
Hold on. Before we get into
that. No problem.
Before we get into that. This is one of the lines that I thought you might be picking up about Noel.
Oh, okay. Tell me.
Right? So Matt's like, hey, Noel, you don't have to be a part of this. Because Noel's like, oh, man, like this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, you don't have to come, man. Like, that's cool. And Noel says, I'm going. I've seen a lot of places. Most places actually, but never this one. It's something I need to do, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
So what do you read into that one?
Jan Farstrider, of course.
You gotta like connect the...
He's been everywhere, man.
Okay.
And he needs to go to this one place maybe to write a new book.
Close it off. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the sequel.
It's the Johnny
sequel
Cash.
To the
Yeah. He's been everywhere, man.
There you go.
He's been everywhere.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the details here of the rhyme.
I just did it.
No, you said they're going to bring all the stuff.
Yeah, they are. We don't have to talk about every little thing they're going to bring. We get it.
What?
Instruments and lanterns and firecrackers and...
What else?
Iron.
Yeah, iron...
Knives and iron chains
and you gotta be prepared. This is the thing.
Harp and a flute and even a dummy stupid recorder that Matt can play.
There
with fat, ugly fingers.
There you go. You got it, man. That's good. It's specifically made for his big fat sausage fingers.
For people who suck at the flute.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, but we actually don't know if this is what the poem is referring to. Like, is it supposed to be so literal?
Yes.
Why are you so...
Yeah, because I know the answer.
That it's yes, they need to be that literal?
They need to be this literal, and they have to cheat.
Both.
Yeah.
It's a both thing.
That's a both thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't really know at this point, like, if this is going to be enough.
Remember what you know about the game. Yeah. Just do it.
There you go. Do the thing.
And then just go and get Moraine and get out.
Okay, fine. Well, it's time for bed. Noel and Tom can go to bed in the camp. Matt has one more stop because he's like, oh, man, thinking about all these things in my life.
And he's like, you know who knew quite a bit about this tower and actually told someone how to get in?
And who knows a bunch of other stuff about all sorts of things?
It's Birgitte.
That's
and
the
I was
one.
like, damn right she does.
Let's go talk to her.
Cool.
But I also love it because like we get a tiny little tidbit before.
About the letter?
Not even the letter.
Oh.
Not the letter.
Varen's letter. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go.
Oh no, what were you going to say?
No, it's after the letter thing.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he's contemplating life. One of the things he contemplates is the letter.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
not-
like that part.
He's not
because
going to open it.
I really want him to.
He's not going to.
I really want him to so
Yeah.
bad.
What do you think it says?
I know.
Oh my
I don't
goodness,
know.
oh
I don't
my
know how he has what he has
I know,
to
right?
not open that. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's just wild. I could never not.
You'd
know?
have to open it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have to.
Okay.
And just deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
I'm too curious.
so curious.
I'm so curious.
Yeah. Okay, so no, the little tidbit after that.
There's no way it can be bad.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, why would it be bad?
No, he just doesn't want to get locked in.
He doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody handed me a letter and said, open this if you want to do a bunch of chores today, it's a list
Great
of
prank.
chores you have to get done, I'm not opening it.
Don't open this
That
for 30
one-
days.
that-
Or if you open it, you have to do what it says.
All the stupid chores. And I
And
was
it's just like
and
all the chores for it. No!
Yeah.
He tricked me.
See, that
I'm
letter,
so curious.
that letter, I could probably not open.
Yeah.
That would be okay with me.
Yeah.
It's either
if
$1
I ever do
million
that, you're like, there's
or-
nothing important enough for you to put in a letter. I'm not opening it. Doing your dumb laundry. Yeah. Okay.
Your laundry's dumb too.
Yeah.
Your own laundry.
Yeah. All
Oh, not
laundry.
my laundry. Our laundry.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you
As
talking
if we
about?
separated. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the little tidbit before this perspective ends is that he's walking through the streets at night and he's got like his little short sword on to like act all tough.
Yeah.
Because like he's better with the staff, but the staff isn't scary to a lot of thugs. But then it gets like
He's like,
super quiet.
You know what's stupid around here? No thieves, no criminals. I hate this
Well,
city.
no, it's the spookiness because
well,
it's
what's
like
a city without some footpads? He'd feel more comfortable if someone did try to jump him.
he's worried about the golem.
I know.
Because he doesn't see any thieves, so he's like, oh my goodness, why did it get so quiet on the street? Is the golem like stalking me right now? He doesn't have his medallion.
Oh,
He is very worried in this moment that
Oh.
it's so quiet at nighttime.
I thought he was just being a.
No, he's like, oh, I don't have my medallion, and the golem is going to attack me right
and
now.
I was like, oh no,
yeah,
Elaine's just doing a good job of
Yeah.
keeping crime off the city,
no.
off the city streets.
Yeah, so then he walks past the people who are mugging somebody in the alley, and he's like, oh, good. And they see him, and then they go to mug him, and then he beats
and it's
them all
almost
up.
like he wants the fight.
He does.
He just wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it means, like, there's no golem out right now either.
Okay.
So, you know,
Okay.
that's
Well,
good.
like I get that part too.
Yeah.
I just thought he was being funny.
Probably a little bit of that, too.
Yeah.
But then we have the guy, the victim, who is getting mugged,
Yeah.
then sees Matt's face, and he's like, oh, you!
And he
then
tries to kill
freaking
Matt.
Dark Friend,
Yeah.
who's, like, looking to kill Matt. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Just saved you from getting mugged. And
And then he throws his swords and it catches him one in each eye.
yep, got him. That's
And
the
I was
best
like,
way.
ooh, is that a dice reference? You know, when two eyes come up, it's like
Sure.
snake eyes.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
sure.
know.
Well, he's like, I wasn't aiming for the eyeballs.
No,
that's
but
where
it's
they-
just, that's what
Yeah.
he does. That's,
Probably something spooky.
oh.
Yep.
I thought there was something else to this whole situation.
No.
I thought we were going to find out, like, who those people were or what they were doing, or
Yeah, no.
it was just like a complete side story about nothing.
Yeah. Well, thugs were thugging.
Thugs
and then,
were thugging, and then
the dark
Matt...
friend was dark friend.
Ugh.
Matt's just being Matt.
He's like, I kind of just wish I left him to those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, let's do a perspective change to Birgitte.
Okay.
Do we need a break first?
No.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Power through.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Birgitte watching a dumb theater play.
This is actually one of my favorite evolutions of the story.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, because like a few books ago, we had the introduction of this concept of the players,
Mhm.
and then ToM was all up in everybody's business. Like, I can't believe that these people are pretending to be the actual people
Yeah.
and acting in these roles. Like, what's wrong with the way I do it? I tell the story, and it's way better. And he's just like so uppity
Yeah.
about how this
because
is terrible.
it went from like puppets
Yeah.
to then to actual people, and it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like the storyteller. So he's all like, storytelling. But the players are the new thing. And
Brigitte
it's coming
hates
over from.
the
She also
theater.
hates it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Elaine seems to be. It's the new thing, and everyone's loving
I
it.
don't know. I
It's
think it's great.
It's acting. It's movies.
I love
course.
it.
Yeah.
Well, it's also plays.
Yeah.
It's not just movies. It's
A
plays.
play is basically a movie.
Well, I would say the other way around. I would say a movie is basically a play.
Sure.
Plays for sure came first.
That
and nobody's disputing me about that.
Let's
Ask
get some
the
historians
ye olde historian.
Okay. So, yeah.
That's where they are.
That's what they're doing, and she hates it. And then also all the guards hate it too. But it gets a little bit sad because she has some thoughts, because she's not really paying attention, about Geidel Kane again. Because she's forgetting Geidel Kane, and she is worried that, like, yeah, maybe she won't be able to, like, love him this lifetime,
pattern,
but she won't even remember who he is.
Yeah,
and, like, what happens?
The pattern is trying to fit her in somehow, she thinks.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of weird. And she's like, one day am I just going to wake up with no memories?
Right.
And was an adult woman who brought into this life?
And then you're never going to
like
get
a
to even
months
know.
Ago?
Yeah, like she's never going to get to know Geidel Kane. So it's kind of sad because we know that Geidel Kane got born into the world.
Yeah.
Like right before she got ripped out.
know.
And she always gets born after he does.
Yeah.
Because she's always younger.
Yeah.
So it's just like what's going to happen with that. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, because she was ripped away.
Torn out. Yep. Okay. Anyways, also a couple side notes. She's like, hey, Elaine's a good queen, but also half the time she's like determined to get herself killed.
And I was like, I actually agree with that.
Yeah. And it's like her job is to not let that happen. And it's very difficult sometimes.
Very difficult. Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Now, eventually, another guardswoman, Kyla.
Who also hates the acting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone hates it.
Okay. Which is like, maybe they're just bad actors. Like, give them some time.
Yeah, like maybe.
Maybe just give them some time.
The first actor ever probably wasn't the best actor ever.
No, it probably was,
Yeah, it's like, oh, amazing.
I love this. And they're like, what are you doing? Yeah.
I'm acting here.
He was probably so good. But people didn't get it.
Yeah, right. Totally.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Anyway. So Kyla comes up and is like, yo, there's a disturbance at one of the gates. Do you want to stretch your legs and go check it out?
Do you want to go do that?
Yeah.
You want to do that thing? It's like, yeah. Yeah, I do. If I can leave here. So then, we get like a 2-page walk. She walks so far and it's raining and we can skip all that description.
Oh, we can? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we can.
What does she think about during her walk?
Yeah, it was raining and stuff.
So more about her life and stuff?
She's a little bit snippy, yeah, and just like stuff, but nothing that we haven't heard before. So we can just like get to the guardhouse because that's where the funny stuff starts to happen.
Okay, so the guy who's the guard here is like, Captain General, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
This is a minor disturbance. Like, this doesn't call for you.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm here now, so.
Well, yeah, and then she just, like, goes in to find a bunch of the guardsmen throwing dice with the, quote, intruder.
Yeah, and she's like, hold on, so this guy sneaks onto the palace grounds, and you're dicing with him.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I mean, he gave up a sword, and he's pretty nice. He's a nice guy and all. He's not very dangerous. Like, it's fine.
I know, and then my favorite line is she's like, who can't you charm?
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, Matt, what are you doing? It's so funny because like 100% she gets it immediately.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, Matt. And he's like, Matt, I don't know what you're talking about.
My name is Gerard, and I am a simple beggar who has an interesting past.
And I always think of it's Dwight Schrute when he's disguised as the burn victim to get the interview again. Remember? He shoots the gun off in the office. So he's not allowed to be manager anymore.
Yes,
so then he dresses himself up in like bandages.
And he goes in as a French
I'm
guy.
not Dwight Schrute.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. Okay, but it's Matt.
Yeah.
It's not a secret.
Well, and then he lets her know that he's here to see her.
Yeah.
And he's like, this was a way faster and easier way.
Like, not to see Elaine. Because that's what she thinks. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I'm here to see you, and I don't want to have to go through the front doors again, because that was a big hassle.
Yeah. So we got to talk about things, and then she's like, what does that mean? And he's like, Tower Genji stuff, and she's like, don't go there. See, we talked about it, we're good.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I have to. So let's go drink and talk.
And she's like, okay, fine. And then at one point, she's like, maybe I should just drink a little.
Right,
and it's okay if Elaine gets a little drunk.
Yeah.
From the water
bottle. They don't really know how that works with the baby, so like that's the concern.
I know. So then she has a cup of milk. But she has a soft spot for milk.
Yeah.
Interesting tidbit about Birgitte. She enjoys it.
You know what?
She likes drinking milk at taverns.
It's not terrible. Okay.
But anyway, she wants to know why Matt has to go to the Tower of Genji.
Right.
And he's like, it's a woman. I can't leave her. I owe her, and a good friend of mine is going, and I can't let him go by himself.
Yeah, You know, it's kind of sweet too because we get to I like the perspective.
He's like, I'm gonna go save a friend, and she's like, well, that friend is long gone.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, it's a woman. And she's like, oh, Matt.
Yeah. But I also appreciate how he's like, I owe her. And then he thinks internally, like some of Matt's thoughts on this whole thing of having to save her is that he is appreciative that Moraine got him out of the Two Rivers.
Yeah.
Because if he had been left there, he wouldn't even have known how boring his life actually was.
And that's
staying in the Two Rivers.
Yeah.
And he's not like Perrin, who like wants to have the boring Two Rivers life as a blacksmith.
Yeah.
Matt likes what he does.
Yeah, well, and one of Brigitte's thoughts was about one of her lives, because she was thinking about all the lives that she does remember living.
Yeah.
And sometimes she was a general, sometimes she was a soldier.
Yeah.
Sometimes she was just like a forest woman who like learned on her own. And then the worst one was when her and Geidel Kane were forced to live out their lives to old age in harmony and happiness with nothing happening.
Yeah, you got to burn out and, you know, go into, what is it, blaze of glory
fire,
or something? Yeah, so that's what she's looking for, but Matt gets it.
Yeah.
He totally gets it. Okay, so now we're going to get into some more of the little tidbits because Birgitte has information for us as readers.
If you go through the portals, then you're locked into the treaties, and they protect you to an extent, but they also restrict you. You'll never get anywhere useful after entering by one of the archways.
Yeah, so basically like...
And that's like, we know because Matt went round and round and round in circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we do kind of know that there are some protections here. So this is a big thing. So there are the treaties, and we don't know how these treaties were set up with the Aelfin and Ealfin, but they were set up, and essentially you have to like stay on the path more or less if you go through these portals. And to save Moraine, like we're not looking at staying on the path. We can't, we got to go off the path here for sure. Mm-hmm. So then Matt's like, okay, what if you go in the other way? And then Birgitte says, okay, you can, but the treaties aren't in effect. And then the fin can draw blood, basically. Normally, you only have to worry about tricks with pits or ropes, since they can't ... Hey!
How did you get hanged anyway?
How'd you get hanged?
Yeah.
Which is so funny, because Matt's like, let's not talk about that one.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So apparently, the fin will try to hang you, or they're like written into, like they can do that with pits. They can make you fall and like injure, like crazy. Yeah. Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah. And then Matt's like, well, whatever, we'll just cheat. Can't we just cheat?
Yeah.
What about iron and music and fire? And Brigitte's like,
that's the regular stuff,
that's
man.
not cheating. Everyone does that.
Yeah, like you have to have that stuff no matter what.
Yeah, but eventually that stuff wears out. Like, then what are you going to do?
Yeah, so that's actually kind of interesting too, because she says that the music and the fire, like the more you use it, the less effective it's going to be over time. And this is when Birgitte also says, like, hey, there's only like 1 in 1,000 chances of making it back. And Matt's like, oh, hey, how about that?
Chances.
That's great. And he does like the whole coin thing where he throws a bunch of coins up in the air and they all land on the table, like one face up or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are the chances of that? Like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's a perfect situation for me.
And then Matt gets curious.
Right.
And says, how do you know so much about the tower anyway?
Yeah.
You haven't been in it. Have you? Have you?
Yes,
have you been in it?
Yes, she has. Okay, we got a story here.
Yeah.
And it's not a very good story for the end of it anyways.
Nope.
Birgitte thinks overall it's a pretty good story, and she's kind of upset that people don't know about it, because she asked him like 5 times, like, you've heard of this one, right? Like, it's a pretty good story.
This was my name.
It's
Haven't you heard about Moon Dancer?
Yeah, Jathari Moon Dancer. It's a big deal.
Heading into the tower to save
100 years ago, everybody knew about it. No?
No?
Okay, all right. So Birgitte went in to ask the Finn to save the life of Geidel Kane, and it happened after a battle, and he was like horribly wounded, had a head wound, couldn't remember like who she was even at some of the times. So she went in to try to get him healed and never came out, because Matt's like, well, how'd you get out? And she's like, I didn't. That's where the story
That's why
ends.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's how that life ended.
Yeah, so they never healed them. They killed both of them. She didn't survive.
That's why it's not a crazy, majestic legend that lives on in infamy.
Yeah.
Because the hero didn't survive.
I don't like those
tell
stories.
the tale at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. But we do get a little bit more of it, because then she explains that the tower is a portal. It's like a crossroads between the realms, and you'll find both the Aelfin and the Ealfin, assuming they're working together at that time, because like stuff is weird.
Yeah.
But they want emotions, and that's why they built the portals into the world, kind of a cool little side note. Like, this is just like flavor. Like, it's
and
not
that's
really
why
relevant.
they
But
entice us in.
yeah, they want to feed off what we feel, and they like Aes Sedai particularly. Don't really know why. Maybe it's like a power thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
The inside is confusing.
Maze.
Giant maze. Getting anywhere specific is going to be difficult. Going in through the tower instead of the archways is dangerous. But if you can reach the Grand Hall, you can make a deal.
And that's what ToM said. ToM was like, I want to make a deal.
Might make a deal, but you got to get to the Grand Hall. And then you don't get anything for free if you go into the tower. They're going to ask you for something dear to you. So it's all really important to remember that stuff. So iron's going to hurt them.
Matt should be taking notes.
He should be, yeah. So here are the notes. Iron's going to hurt them, ward them, and hold them off. Fire is going to scare them and kill them. And then music will entrance them. But the fire and the music grow less effective the longer they have that. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Now, I like Brigitte's strategy of trying to leave a trail.
Right.
So that she didn't get lost.
Right. Or at least knew where she'd been before.
And so in intersections, she would leave a trail of iron filings or iron dust because they can't touch it.
Right.
And she never came across another one, but they also could have found a way to like blow it away somehow.
So like in concept, it was a good idea, but we don't actually even know if that is the right plan.
Right.
Like, we know they can't touch, but could you blow it away? Or the place is so big that it might not even matter.
Yeah.
So then she explains, like, she got lost.
Her fire went out.
Yeah.
Her
the lyre
was broken.
Yeah.
The bowstring snapped. Guido was unconscious, and he would get so dizzy, and then she was, like, dragging him around.
Well, she's like, some of the days when we were in there, he was too dizzy to walk, so I would pull him on a litter. And Matt's like, days? What are you talking? Like, how long?
Yeah. So
she brought provisions for 2 months.
Yeah, and she has no idea how long she was in there after when the provisions ran out.
Yeah, so it's like more than 2 months wandering around in there. And it's like, that is crazy, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like how Matt specifically says, ugh, Moiraine better appreciate this. And Birgitte doesn't even blink at the name. Did she figure out that that's who he's going after? Because I thought this would be a big reveal to her and be like, oh my god, you think Moraine's alive?
Well, how much does Birgitte know about Moiraine?
I don't know. It was a big deal for me. Like, I want people to know.
Yeah. It's like this.
Like, if Elaine knew, that would be a big deal. Probably, right?
I mean, maybe.
We really haven't seen Moiraine in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Birgitte might not even know who Moiraine is.
I don't think she does. Like, why would she? Have they met? I don't think they met.
No.
Yeah.
Because she was ripped away at the circus in book 5.
Yeah.
And Moiraine was gone at the end of book 5.
Yeah.
In Cairhien.
Yeah, different places. So, like, no crossover there.
Huh.
Nynaeve sure ain't bringing it up.
No.
Hey, there was this one Aes Sedai. I hated her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Huh. Okay, anyway.
Good to know.
Yep.
Okay. And then the last little tidbit here, we find out that the Grand Hall could be minutes away from the entrance if you know exactly where to go, but you don't know which direction to take, and you're probably just going to keep missing it.
Yes.
So it's a giant maze, and it's not going to be good. So, like, what do we do? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's all distorted, too.
Yes.
Like, when Matt went in the other ways, he'd be, like, going in circles, but then he never passed the same window twice, and it was, like, some
you're looking through,
passages
it's like Dr.
were, like,
Seuss,
big, and
weird,
some were
like, trees and stuff.
small.
And...
I picture, you know that optical illusion at the Science Museum?
Oh, yeah, like the big and small one?
The big and small, where you can stand on one side of the room.
And you're like,
and
whoa.
look giant, and then one where you look tiny.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like that place looks.
It's going to be super weird, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. Okay.
So that sucks if we're in there for months.
I mean, yeah. Unless we need to time-lapse a little. Like, do we need to do a time jump? Because that'd be...
Maybe, but, like, how much time do we even have?
We got 2 months. I don't know. How much food are we bringing?
Well, if we get in, find it, and get out...
Good plan. Great plan,
then
Dani.
It won't be 2 months.
There you go. Yeah, you zip-zap. You're minutes away. Yeah, we'll get out of there in 7 minutes. Great.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a little bit more research to do.
No, I think we got it all covered.
We're just going to jump in?
Well, it's, you know...
This was a lot of really good information.
Yeah. Eyes closed, head first. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
To somebody who has been there and didn't make it out.
And she's like, don't do it.
Don't
And then you're like, okay.
I'm going to do it.
And you told her all your preparations. She's like, yeah, that's the most basic shit you can be doing.
But then maybe now they can adjust a little.
Yeah. More daggers. More fire. Even bring one of those cannons.
Well, they have matchsticks now.
Bring cannon with you.
Blow a hole in the side of the tower.
Hey, can I borrow one of those cannons? I need it real quick. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, it's exciting. It's good. It's all good. And now we just need to, like, get going. And
Yeah.
rely on Matt's luck a lot, too, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's hopefully...
This is clearly the pattern wants him to go save Moraine.
Okay, that's a stretch.
Well, the pattern's not letting him die. And
Yeah.
if the pattern's
If the
forcing him to
pattern
go
wanted
do this
him to
thing-
go save Moraine, I feel like we would be further along if the pattern really wanted that to happen.
No, because we have these authors
Yeah.
who really love to drag out a plot line, and that has nothing to do with
It's the most important
pattern.
plot line, and they know it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
You know what's not important? Finding out who Margaret is. Nobody even cares. Why can't I just know? That parent knows she's Margaret.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Chapter ending. We get a little cliffhanger here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Birgitte feels a jolt of motion. It's anger, fury, and pain, and she stands up. From Elaine, yeah. And it's like, Elaine's in trouble again, and she's hurt.
And then they both run off.
Oh, yeah. So thoughts. What are you thinking? She was just watching the actors.
Yeah. You know who else was shot at a play? Abraham Lincoln.
I did not expect that.
It's the most classic place to assassinate a ruler.
The players are the assassins, maybe.
Whoa.
Okay.
I don't know. Something's going down. That's dumb, probably, you know?
Maybe. Is it pregnancy related?
Ugh.
Is this a...
So she's going into labor?
Yeah.
No, she's not far enough along.
I don't know. Nobody knows how far along she is. So the question is, but is it like a fake out? Is this actual danger? Or is this just like a fake out? Like, ouch.
No, this is
real.
Well, it's like maybe medium real because...
Oh,
No. Yeah, I'm hedging. Because now I'm thinking about her wild emotional roller coaster that she's on.
Maybe it was just a really good play.
Her wild mood swings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's watching the play.
And she's feeling. They're so good. They're evoking emotions in her.
Yeah. Why would she feel in pain, though?
She watched someone get... I don't know. I'm really stretching here. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe she tripped and fell down the stairs.
Maybe. Why would you even... That's... Oh, terrible.
No, but, like, she's okay.
Oh.
She's just in some pain. Probably twisted an ankle.
Pretty angry.
And then I'd be angry because I'd feel stupid.
Oh, yeah. So many people just saw you
of Andor.
fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I just fell down the stairs.
Terrible.
That would be embarrassing. So I'd be mad.
That makes sense. You know what? Story checks out. That's what happened.
So it's either assassination attempt or falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what it is.
Uh-huh. All right, so before you go ahead and enjoy a big mug of milk at the bar, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, The Albatross, Bratimus Prime, and Matt Truss. With music by Audionautic. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon-exclusive merchandise as a thank you. Plus, you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else, and at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern.